Welcome, bowling fans, to Strikers, the Bowling Champions Season 2. You are here with Mark Buffa and Don Mose for the next 11 weeks live. And we have 32 of the best bowlers from across the province. Don, glad to have you here in the booth with us. What are we going to expect here in the next coming weeks?
Mark, it's a pleasure being here. It's always exciting being around, seeing some great bowlers. There's some fantastic bowlers here in the province of Quebec. We're going to see a lot of versatile styles. We're going to see some big-handed players, some crankers. We're going to see some very talented young bowlers out there. The first match coming up, we have Pascal Dextrous against Kevin Magnum. And Pascal is I've seen him evolve over the years. He is a very versed player.
Yep.
He's able to play up the lane. He's able to circle the lane. He can hook it. He can throw it straight. So he's got a lot of tools he can bring to the table. He's a very, very good bowler.
Yeah, so with the new bracket format that we have this year, it's a 32-man bracket, and it's a little bit different from the past years, those of you who follow the series in the past. So we have a 32-man bracket going in with a new format here. We've got basically something different from last year, whereas last year players needed to win their matches going forward. Now it's going to be a bracketed format. So we have Kevin that started off with a great strike here in the first frame. Don, tell us a little bit about the different styles that we see here today.
Well, Kevin's what's more of a classical style bowler. He plays up the lane. We're up the back of the ball. Very good speed, very good direction. Once again, Pascal is a little more of a split between the classical and the contemporary style. A lot more hand, heavier revolution, but he's very versatile as far as how he plays the lanes.
So great start by both players here, both striking on their first shot. Just to let everybody know, Kevin is the top seed. He's the one that qualified #1 coming into this format. So he had choice of starting lane, and Pascal is our returning champion from last year. So we have a great starting match for everyone back at home.
Looks like he lost that one a little bit. The ball picked up a little quick on him.
Yeah, it looked like he was a bit soft on the ball speed there. He's using something that's pretty angular down lane. So we'll see throughout the match how this progresses and how he adjusts to that.
You know, watching Kevin when he was bowling in practice, his speed was very firm, and he was ringing some corners, and it looks like he settled in very well here once the lights turned on.
So you're just going for the wood.
Got to get the count.
Yep.
2 is 4.
Well, we'll see. Bowlers will start getting used to the pair here, and we'll see if there's any difference between the left lane and the right lane. Let's see how Kevin comes back from this.
It's a good shot.
Huge strike in the second frame here from Kevin. Able to capitalize early in the match going forward.
Well, Kevin's got a very good look on the lane. This is definitely his wheelhouse. He has a little bit of hold, where straight players tend to want to they don't necessarily look for a lot of friction. They actually look to bump the ball up against oil line to keep the ball tight to the pocket. If you watch Kevin bowl, he doesn't get the ball away from the pocket very often.
We'll see if he's able to bury the hatchet here early in the match. Ooh, shaker 10. Great shot by Kevin. A little bit firmer on the speed there, Don.
Yep, the ball pushed the break point a hair a bit long. The ball didn't release energy quick enough, and the ball didn't slow down. In order for get the bowling ball to hook, the bowling ball has to slow down in order for the core to take over and create angle. And that one there, he just got a little firm with it.
Yeah, so we see Pascal starting to get ready. Let's see if he covers the spare nicely.
Nice shot.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of bowlers in the upcoming matches basically make ball changes for their spare shot, going to something with a little bit less friction, a little bit straighter to the spares. Looked like he felt a little bit off balance there, but still great cover.
Much better shot. You saw that time he got through a little bit easier. It looks like he didn't throw the ball in the lane.
Yeah. He was talking over with his brother Patrick, two great bowlers here, so let's watch the replay. Great shot, great stability at the foul line. He's one heck of a bowler. You know, he's won multiple titles across the province of Quebec. He's a national team member, 2017 Team Canada member. Like I said, he won last year's series with over 14 victories. This guy is a force to reckon with. Let's see here if he makes the adjustment on the right lane. Oh,
great
baby,
shot.
gets the 7 out.
Slap that out. I've had the pleasure of coaching Pascal a little bit, and he's very talented. And he's a great student. He's able to make adjustments very fast.
Yeah, and we see here, you can kind of maybe see in the image that he's talking with his brother over a little bit about strategy. I think he made a move there on the right lane. Let's see if Kevin can keep it up.
That's
Looks
a
good
shot.
off his hand.
That was a great
shot. Great
That's
shot.
the best shot he's thrown so far today.
Yeah, he's got one hell of a look on the lane right now.
He certainly does.
Yeah. We get a chance, I still bowl a little bit of my own right, but I get a chance to bowl with these guys almost week in and week out, and it's great to see them here on this stage and watch them perform. And Kevin, he's a little more soft-spoken, but he's one heck of a player, and when he's got a good look on the lanes, watch out because he's going to steamroll you.
He looks pretty comfortable now.
Ooh, he was asking for help on that one.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was hoping.
I think he might see a little bit more hold on the right lane because he's gone light a couple times. He got the shaker 10 out in the first shot. See, that was pretty good. The ball kind of bounced off the headpin a bit there, so he may make an adjustment here. Great shot by Pascal.
Oh,
ooh,
bad break.
Boy, tough break on the 7-10. Seemed like he didn't catch that one, though, and it just didn't pick up off the spot.
Yeah, anytime that you start throwing a pearl and a fresh, it's a little speed sensitive because the ball tends to want to clean the front so easier. When it hits the dry, it tends to be angular. But if you get a hair bit firm, you can miss your spot pretty easily.
So if you're in his corner right now, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking I'd seriously like to see maybe a ball change. If you can't make a ball change, we're going to have to change his break point. Bring your eyes a little closer, soften your speed up, maybe move even a little bit further left and weaken the hands so you can play that hold.
Right.
Because right now he's sort of in a very tight spot where he's got to make a very good shot.
Just like that one.
That was exceptional.
Yep. All right, so let's see if he makes the adjustments on these next shots. He's got about let's look at the scoreboard now. So Pascal is down.
He's down quite a bit.
Yeah, he's down quite a bit. He needs a break here from Kevin to at least have some light in the match. He's only got 1 double and 2 opens, whereas Kevin is clean after 5. And honestly, having bowled on TV myself, staying clean, especially in the early matches, is key because you just want to be able to fill frames and move on to the next match. And Kevin's doing extremely well right now. He's on a 3-bagger going into the 6th frame. And, he's going to be tough to catch up now, already halfway through the first half of the game.
He certainly will. When you're really out competing and, you're looking at bowling against your competition, but the truth of the matter is you're actually bowling against the lane man because you got to go ahead and execute a shot, and you can't really worry what your competition's doing.
Yep. And for everyone watching at home, one game goes by extremely fast, and that was a great shot by Kevin.
That was excellent. You see he got that one in a little bit. The ball hung just a hair bit in the back end.
Still a great shot, easy cover, should be a routine spare here for Kevin. But like I said, 10 frame goes by really, really fast under the TV lights, and these guys are probably thinking that this match was over in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This goes by super fast. So, freebie. Let's see what Pascal. Look at Pascal. He's already up on the approach. He's like, let's do this. Let's get back in it. Try to play maybe a little bit of mind games here going forward. This needs to be a quality shot here.
Good shot.
There we go. Yes, we see some emotion from him, too. He's got the fist bump going. He knows that was a huge break for him because Kevin is not a guy that misses a lot of single-pin spares. So let's see here. If this is a must strike situation.
He needs a strike.
This is must-strike situation right here. He absolutely needs this to be able to put some emotional pressure because he's still behind in a match, even with a strike here, but it's basically you're getting into your opponent's head.
Right, but the mind psych here is if he strikes, now Kevin's thinking I opened, and all of a sudden Pascal settled down, he has a great look.
That's it. So he settled down after that bad shot, came in, made 2 great shots, the 2 greatest shots he's made. Obviously, Don, TV, first couple of shots. Nerves, this
lights,
and that.
Yep.
So basically he's like, you know what? Move on, make some shots, see what Kevin's got here. He's got to put some more pressure back on Pascal. Shaker 10, great shot there, Don.
That was an excellent pitch. Excellent pitch.
Great shot.
Well, Pascal delivered. If he can deliver again, it's going to be a good ending.
Yeah, this is a must-spare situation, too, for him to keep putting the pressure on Pascal because Pascal narrowed the lead here. Pascal, if they both go sheet, we've got 236 possible for Kevin, and what do we have for 232 for Pascal? So Kevin still has the lead in the match, so that was a must-spare situation. He covered it. Very rarely you'll see some of these great bowlers miss back-to-back spares.
All my years of repping on tour, the touring players never mark themselves as far as what they average. They always measure themselves considering how many spares they missed.
Correct.
And they look at that as if they miss a spare, that's almost detrimental.
Oh, great shot off his hand.
Very important for the foundation frame. That
Looks
was a
like he
must
made
strike.
a little bit of a move left there because the ball was a little bit late, but it was able to shake him up and get the 10-pin out.
It seems like he's having some difficulties in the right lane a little bit. It's giving him just a little bit of a headache.
So maybe we'll see how this progresses. Again here, must strike situation for Pascal. Oh, that looks left a bit. Oh, lucky break. He knows it too. Look at the emotion on his face there. He was like, well, I got away with murder on that one.
He pulled the old ripcord.
Yep. So Pascal's in a good situation here. He's got a good look on this right lane. He's on a 4-bagger, and he's got momentum in his corner right now. So, Don, this is he can't shut out Kevin.
No, but he has to show up.
He has to show up.
He has to apply the pressure.
He has to show up. Let's see here. Great shot. This here will put a lot of pressure on Kevin.
Oh.
Had a little bit of movement there on the lanes. This is really important for him to reset, get back into mind frame, deep breath like he just took there, get back in it. You know, over my years in competitive bowling, I've bowled multiple countries around the world, had a chance to represent myself on TV on multiple occasions. It's not easy to manage your emotions. That was good off his hand. Ooh,
excellent
great shot, and he knows it too. I love watching bowlers run him out. Look at this replay. Great shot off his hand. He knows it.
When you throw it good, you got to show the excitement.
That's it. And when you post shots like that, and look at that ball penetrate through the pocket, great ball reaction. He made a good adjustment there. Again, must strike situation here because he's behind. He's currently behind by 4 pins, but with this, is going to have to force Kevin to double in the 10th.
How many matches did he bowl again last year?
14 consecutive victories.
Yeah.
Oh, baby!
So he's
Great
used to the
shot.
pressure.
He knows that's it. He knows that's it. He's forcing Kevin now. He's forcing Kevin in the 10th. We got a great starting match. A little bit shaky to start with a couple of splits, but really great shot, and he knows that he just pured that one too.
How exciting is this for the very first match of the tournament to come out like this?
No, it's great, and he knows he came out to play. And like I said, you guys back home, you guys have a treat here in front of you for the first match in this series. Again, we're with you here for a couple weeks. There we go.
Beautiful
good fill
finish.
there. Finish out with 232.
Nice finish.
So what's the scenario here? We need a double and 6.
Yep.
For
a tie.
For a tie.
Double and 7 for a win.
Double and 7 for a win. So a must strike situation here for Kevin. Oh boy, that looks in. Ooh, holds pocket. Holds pocket, high flush strike. Great shot by Kevin. Look at that, no emotion. Posts the shot at the foul line. Great shot. 10 in the pit. Made a great shot. Let's see if he could do it again, Don, because this is it's do or die right now.
This is all money.
First shot looked a little bit in. See if he can make a good quality shot here.
Not taking any time.
Oh, a little bit light, leaves the 7th pin.
Ball pushed just a hair. He's got it out just a hair.
Wow. Wow, what a turn of events. He had a great start to the match, flagged that 10 pin in the 7th, and that was basically what signed the end for him. He got that shot a little bit far right, Doan.
Yep.
Ball didn't have enough juice to make it back up to the pocket, and unfortunately leaves the 7 pin. Pascal with a sigh of relief after that shot, so here, routine spare really doesn't make a difference. But great showing by Kevin. Again, great competitors, great match. Great start to the series, Doan.
It is. What a great game to come out of the gates with. I mean, you look at it and you're figuring that Kevin's going to run away with it, and Pascal digs in and ends up pulling off a victory.
That's it. You know, we had a 30-pin deficit going into the 6th frame, and Pascal turns around and basically punches out for 232. So Pascal with the win, 232 versus 225 against Kevin Magnan. So with this new format, the 32-man bracket, now Pascal will move on to the next set of the bracket, who he will face the winner of the next match that we will be seeing between Maxime Duprat and Pierre Lemire. But here, great first match, like we had mentioned. It's always great to see match play where it goes into the 10th. And what I always prided myself on was being able to make it into the 10th zone. And I always wanted those pressured situations where, you know, give me the ball, I want to double for the win.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's what a lot of players, even top amateurs and pros, that's what really marks their career, and what really, like if you remember Pete Weber when he won the U.S. Open, where he needed that strike in the 10th, and like that.
Who you are, I am.
That's it, man. Like that, that was an emotional experience for him, and it's memorable to the nth degree. And I think that is something that you know, Pascal is extremely happy about. We see him here giggling with his buddies here about it, and he knows that he squeezed out of this one by the skin of his teeth.
So how many victories is this in a row for him now so far?
Well, if you count last year, that's 15 victories in a row.
That's pretty awesome.
So again, really great to have these great competitors here. And again, with the format that we have, so it's basically cutthroat competition, because if you want to keep moving on, you have to bowl a good game. You have to win that match.
You know what this reminds me of? You remember the old high roller was head-to-head?
Yeah.
I love that kind of competition.
Yeah.
From sitting from the spectator standpoint, it's exciting. Out there participating in it, it is absolutely a blast.
Yeah. So everyone, make sure to check us out, Strikers, the Bowling Champions, on Facebook and YouTube. This is where you'll see the broadcasts. So definitely check it out. Also, like the pages, like the bowlers that are bowling on the TV show. And yeah, so we got some great competition here again. Next match that we'll see is Maxime Duprat versus Pierre Lemieux. Pierre is a seasoned veteran. Okay, he's been in the game for the longest time. We had a chance to speak to him a little bit earlier, and you know, he's got 35 years experience. He's bowled multiple times on TV, and really looking forward to what he's going to bring to the table. And he is bowling up against Maxime Duprat, who is a former Youth Team Canada member. So we got a couple of great competitors again coming up here, and great to see it. So
you're going to see a very stylistical matchup here, you know, for the youth and the veteran.
Yeah, well, we got a big age gap there, but it's
it's like you and I here.
Oh, great, come on. But no, like I said, we haven't seen too much of a difference between the two lanes from Kevin. But again, we only saw in the first match we had a lefty versus a righty, so maybe we'll see throughout the weeks, you know, what lane will play to someone's favor. I remember when I used to bowl on TV a couple of years ago in this event, there was always one lane that would hook more than the other, and that changed my strategy going into each match.
Certainly, and one thing that you got to put into perspective here, if you look off the left here, you can see there's 4 lights. The 4 lights are facing towards the lanes. That heat on the lane is going to get the oil to move quicker. So you're going to have one lane which is going to break down totally different than what you've seen in practice, totally different than what you've seen in qualifying to get to this level. So that right there throws an extra caveat into the match itself. And once again, now you're battling the lane man. Yeah. So it's going to change things down the road, and it's going to make it very interesting.
Yep. So we got our bowlers here for the second match. Doan, we've got Pierre Lemieux versus Maxime Duprat. The 16th and 17th seeds here coming up. Maxime is an ex-Team Canada member from 2011, and Pierre Lemieux, who's got a lot of experience, man. He's been around the block a bunch of times. He's bowled across the province. He's also bowled sometimes in the States, back in the Eliminator days and things like that. So we've got, you know, a David versus Goliath type of matchup.
We got the battle of the ages here.
That's it, battle of the ages. We got a nice young power player and a great, direct, old-school type player with
very
Pierre.
Classical.
Yeah. So Pierre opted to start on the right lane throughout the practice. He saw that he had a better look on the right lane. So let's see what we got. I had a chance to call the action last year with Pierre, and you know, he's a great competitor, but he's got to get a win under his belt on TV. He has yet to win a match on TV.
First shot, you got to get the nerves out. Looks like a little soft on his ball. Speed ball took off a little bit in the back end. Now, is not mistaken, isn't this Maxime's first television appearance?
This is Max's first television experience. You know, relatively young in age, early 20s. Like I said, Team Canada member back in 2011. He took a 3-year stint off. Like, he stopped bowling for 3 years. But you'll get a chance to see him here in a little bit. So he's very happy to be back on TV, or, well, to be on TV.
And very happy to be back bowling again.
Yeah, and great to be back bowling again. And I was sitting down with all the competitors before the match today, and he was just telling me, man, he's glad to be back in the competitive aspect of it, and being glad to be back here. And this is a highlight for his career right now, and looking forward to seeing what he has to bring. And Pierre, like I said, 35 years experience. He's been on TV a bunch of times now. This is going to be his 7th time on TV. He's got 225 average at home. He's got 68 perfect games. That's a lot.
That's a pile.
That's a pile. So we're waiting here for the pin setter to get set up. We had a little bit of technical difficulties.
There he goes.
Spares back up. So for those of you back home, again, this is a 32-man bracket. This is the second bracket in the 32 on the 32 competitors. Routine spare here for Pierre. So the other thing too is, having bowled competitively in my young life also, 3-6-10 was always a routine spare in practice. But man, that thing can be hard to pick up sometimes.
Yeah, then you add the 9-pin behind it. That's almost impossible.
Yeah.
That's nerve-wracking.
So we get a chance here to see first glimpse at Maxime. Like I said, great power player. Let's see what he brings to the table here. Look forward to seeing what we get from this kid.
He grabs a handful.
Speak of the 3-6-9-10.
Poor guy.
Speak of the devil.
Oh my God! I remember making a few telecasts I have, and I see that thing. It's like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
That's.
So we'll see an adjustment here in the next frame. But like you said, he caught a mid of it. I think he maybe caught it too much.
He certainly did. If you look at the way he lines up, he's very contemporary. Bowling shoulder dropped, ball right under his chin. That allows for that nice side tilt, with the elbow tip in. So he's always open going to the line.
Yeah.
So he's very comfortable going away from the pocket. That is his wheelhouse.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I've seen him bowl a lot of tournaments here locally, and like you said, he likes going away from the pocket a bit. Ooh.
That's a very tough spare. I mean, he's a very talented young man. That's a very, very difficult spare.
Yeah, what he should have tried to do there is go on the right side of 3-pin. So early deficit for Maxime, early gift for Pierre. But in a head-to-head match, like we said in the earlier match, where 10 frames kind of just dissipates like ultra quick, where you want to mess up is in the first frame.
Certainly, certainly.
Because if he would have done that on a 4-bagger, that's he's digging his own grave there. So he needs to bounce back here with a good shot. That was left off his hand.
Little nerves playing in there.
Yeah. We see here great modern style, open shoulders, that T formation at the top of the swing. Like you said, catches a mid of it, and that ball just went sideways off the back end of the pattern. What do you think? I'm thinking maybe go to something a little bit smoother. I feel like, when he's gone through the nose twice already, and that's not something you want to see on TV your first couple of shots.
No. I think with him, a lot of his nerves to play, but he could definitely use something that wants to clean the front a lot easier. Because right now where he's at, he's almost in that part of the lane to where he's tugging it, the ball's missing whatever kind of hold area he's trying to hit is totally missing it. It's coming off it way too soon. So either a move left, a move that's something that's going to get the ball through the lane cleaner, but he needs to get the ball to penetrate.
Yeah. What I've had a chance to bowl in this bowling center at Salon Montmorency in Quebec City for ages. Grew up bowling tournaments here and stuff, and every time there's an event here, I know that this house has a lot of friction. So usually what I'll try to do is I'll try to use some stronger pieces of equipment, but take my hand out of it a little bit to be able to control the friction.
Certainly.
And I think we'll see a lot of that, and we'll see a lot of lefties too that'll have a pretty good look in this bowling center because it's conducive to that. So we see routine spare, again, switching to the spare ball for the spare. And again, great physical game by Maxime, and I'm glad to see him back in the competitive aspect of the game because one hell of a competitor.
Looks like
oh
my goodness, what a break.
Lucky break on that.
Oh.
Looks like he picked the ball speed up from the first shot, though.
He certainly did.
Yeah.
It definitely helped. I don't know if I quite call that a bird dog or if I just call that going for a little stroll.
Oh, man, just leisurely, no emotion from him, too. He's really got to make a move here. That's 2 times he goes through the face. Let's see what he does here in the 3rd frame. Yeah, he
well
moved,
executed shot.
He moved the step left on that one.
Yeah, he definitely got in. That ball pushed very well. You know, like we were talking earlier, you know, how the lights changed, and you even seen them in practice. They were striking, then all of a sudden, it stopped.
Yep.
So, I mean, the lights are definitely changing the way the pattern's breaking down.
Yeah, but we saw him take a big step left, threw it further to the right, got the friction on the right part of the lane there, and 10 back.
That's right.
Yep.
One giant step for mankind.
There you go. But great move there by Pierre. Early pressure on Maxim.
Maxim has to get in. He needs to get the ball through the front part of the lane. A little better shot. Oh!
Yeah, tries to get the bird dog to get the 10.
Certainly does. Well, we should see some pretty exciting pin action as high as his rev rate is, his ball speed. He should make that wood fly around like balsa wood, you know. So it should be pretty exciting to watch him get lined up.
Yeah, he made a good move there to the left, but I don't know. I think
his angle's a little closed, don't you agree?
Yeah.
I think he needs to open his angle up some to feed the ball to dry to create some motion.
Yeah. But again, should be a routine spare for him. Let's see if he can back the nerves up and make this easy conversion with the 10-pin. Seems pretty calm and collective. Don't see him sweat. So
Certainly does.
Looks pretty good. Easy spare there for Maxim.
You know, in any spare that you have to throw at in match play is always a difficult one, where there's a 10-pin or some kind of design out there.
No, for sure. I remember back in the day, I think it's back in 2002 at the Eliminator, I was in match play against a bowler from Sweden, and I needed to shoot a 10-pin in the 10th frame to beat him, and I missed it. And I'll never forget that moment. And it never happened again after that. So, you know, experience is, you know, you gotta chalk up, you know, like through life, you learn from your, you know, your mess ups, and you know, so not wishing any of these on any of these bowlers, but still. Oh,
there we go.
That was a little bit better off his hand.
Look at that!
Yeah, he knew it off his hand. That was a lot closer.
With that ball speed, that high rev rate, look at that. He just threw the pins around like they're like weighs just a couple pounds. Just like he just whipped them around. Yeah, that was awesome.
Still a little bit light in the pocket there, Don. So he's got to make a little bit of an adjustment. I don't know what he's going to do here going up, but he's thinking about it now. So let's see if Pierre can bounce back here with an early three-bagger to take an early lead in the match.
There's a good shot.
There we go.
He's found his way home.
Well, like we said earlier, you know, Pierre's got a plethora of experience with 35 years. He knows that when his ball hooks that he's got to move out of that spot, and he did it. You know, he softened up the speed, and he's feeding it to the dry now.
Yep.
You know, and even for somebody with a lower rev rate like Pierre, if you get the right ball in your hand, you get the right shape down the lane, doesn't mean that you can't cover boards.
Absolutely. All of this is playing angles, and you just need to get your ball to bleed in the right part of the lane to unhook, and it'll read its way to the pocket. Yeah,
and he's not throwing something, you know, highly aggressive either. I think he's got an IQ tour in his hands.
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Great shot by Pierre.
See, there's a good example. If you watch the ball in the back end, in lane 3, it was very continuous. On lane 4, it hit the spot, it came off, and then it looked like it was sort of rolling end over end. Essentially what it is, the ball just bled its energy, and then it's set up and stabilized in the pocket.
Yeah, and he missed that shot to the right, too.
He certainly did.
Yep.
There's some friction on lane 4.
Oh, for sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see it through. Like I mentioned earlier, this place does have friction. So we'll definitely see that. Let's see if Maxim makes the move here. Oh, he liked that one off his hand.
Yes, he did.
He stepped it out, and when you see emotion like that from a player, and he got some voice out of that one too. He was like, "Yeah, I got it." You know, so really good to see there. So
now his confidence is back.
That's it.
You know, he's got a double. You know, in my eyes, like the last shot he threw on lane 4, he came in light and just slammed the pins around. To me, that got me excited because I got a gift there. But now you got to make the adjustment to line up to get flush.
Well, he's got a 32-pin deficit here going into the 6th frame. So you know, he needs to do something here. He needs to put the pedal to the metal here and get a 3-bagger to put some pressure back on Pierre. Oh, that looks in.
Oh, that ball pushed.
Oh, we got a roller? Nope.
Oh, time to nap.
Yep.
Lay in the gutter.
But no, he got that one in, a little bit too much speed. Looks like he overthrew it on that one.
He certainly did.
Because the ball was on line. Just looking at the replay now, ball was on line, but just no beans on that one.
Yeah, he overthrew it.
You know, I think Don, what we need to see from Maxim is that he's got an okay look, but for him to be able to miss on those off occasions, I think he needs to ball up a little bit.
Absolutely needs a ball up, or he needs to feed the friction quicker. That ball needs to lose speed.
Yeah. And what we mean by ball up, for those of you back home that don't understand that, is basically take a ball that has a little bit more of a stronger surface or maybe even of a stronger core, just something of a stronger nature. So basically, if he's throwing something like with a V6 engine right now, basically to bump up to like a V8 just to get a little bit more teeth into the ball reaction, so he can cover a little bit more boards.
Or he can even use the same style of ball, but has to have more flair to it.
But that's what he just did. He just switched to a snap lock, which is a stronger ball than the one he's using at the moment. So I think that's definitely going on. The hamster inside his head is basically saying, "Man, I need something."
Yeah, that I can't overthrow.
That's it. So let's see here. Pierre's got a good look, and honestly, great shot, great shot by Pierre.
What a classical style. Watch his style here. Very stylistic, very smooth. Yep. Lets the ball just swing through. Doesn't try and grab a handful of it. His execution is exceptional.
Right. Well, you know, it's in bowling, less is more. So if you have a nice pendulous swing like Pierre, and you're able to repeat your shots, stay balanced at the foul line, you're going to be tough to beat, especially in a 10-frame format like this, like where it's very cutthroat. Then that's it. So again, great look by Pierre, and really looking for more from Pierre, because he's got one.
He's got one. Yeah, he's got a good look.
Oh, that's in.
Oh, that stayed. Oh my God, he got away with that one. Did you see that? He got that in. Oh my God, I can't believe that ball stopped up.
Well,
that's
exactly what we're talking about. So we'll see here on the replay. He gets it, a good 2-3 boards in on the break point, and there's a lot more oil.
You're very generous with saying 2 or 3 boards.
There's a lot more concentration of oil in the middle part of the lane. So, he tugs it over his left toe, and it still holds pocket. But because he's got the right combination of core and cover in his hand.
And his roll's matching up.
And we see here,
he switches snap block. Watch this.
Oh, great
Beautiful
shot.
reaction.
And we see how that ball, when it got off the pattern, because it's got a stronger cover, it slowed down a little bit sooner and was able to, even though it's a stronger ball, it was a smoother shape of the break.
Yeah, because the ball's releasing energy more even throughout the whole lane. So it's not hitting the part of the lane and all of a sudden releasing it all in the back end. That gets it out of control. What's happening now with the snap lock, the ball is picking up sooner, so it gets the ball to bleed a little more even. Now his break point's going to be a little bit wider. Now it makes it easier to read. Yeah. It's not going to be so jumpy.
And having been in this situation, when you make a ball change like that and you go 10 back, like where there was no, there's no guesswork anymore.
He got that one out. Look at this. Oh, man.
Yeah, like I was about to say, man, like that shot on the left lane should have been a catalyst for him into saying, I got the right ball in my hand, and he just threw a poor shot here.
Yeah, let the nerves get away from him.
Yeah,
I think he's feeling the pressure that's on him right now. I mean, it was like do or die in his mind.
I agree. Like Pierre got away with murder on that right lane by going, left off of his hand, and Maxim does the complete opposite by just going right off of his hand. And on this pattern right now, that what we're seeing is you do not want to miss right. And one of the things I like helping people out, like especially in league, a couple weeks ago I was talking with one of the bowlers that we were crossing with, and I said, on this pattern, you want your miss room to be left. And he's like, well, what do you mean with your miss room? And I says, in bowling, you need to have a certain area that you can hit. And I said, certain patterns, you want to either miss left or you want to miss right. And I said, on this pattern that we're bowling on now, you want to be able to miss a little bit left and have it hold pocket. And that's what we're seeing today here on this pattern, is if you miss right, you're in trouble, because the ball's going to hook too early and it's going to go through the nose. And we saw that even in the last match too with Kevin, was when he got it left, and with his ball speed, the ball shot through the break point, and that's where that's it. So that's where he was leaving some 10 pins. So,
to reiterate what you just said there, I had a conversation with Earl Anthony one year at the Masters in Mobile, Alabama, and anyways, part of our conversation.
Whoa, great shot there by Pierre.
Excellent pitch.
Yeah, Pierre's in the driver's seat right now with the 7-bagger going into the ninth. This match is pretty much overdone.
Yeah, what does Denny Dan used to say? Good night, the party's over. And,
Yeah, but great momentum going into the next match, because he will now face the winner of the last game with Pascal Dextrous, and honestly, if he punches out here for 290, it's definitely going to be in Pascal's mind going into the next game.
Is that the highest score ever shot in this tournament so far? Would be 290, or somebody shoot it?
I remember last year Pascal shooting 279, and he, great game. So yeah, obviously 290 is nothing to shy away from.
No.
And again, we see great shot here from Pierre on the right lane, and he just sits down nonchalant, like there's nothing to it. He knows that it's more of a marathon type format, because it's a long bracket. Like we said, 32-man bracket. this is only the first step.
Look at this. Oh.
Yeah. I think what I would have liked to see from, if I was in Maxim's corner, I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more surface. Both balls he went to during this match had a polished surface, and you can attest to that. You know, like if you don't have something with some grit on some patterns, it makes that transition too difficult, and it kind of makes you not have that much miss room.
Absolutely. I can tell you from my experience with repping on tour that it's very seldom that we ever sent a tour player on a PB pair to bowl where they did not have surface on a bowling ball. Very seldom they were shiny. Yeah. And if you look at the telecast, the balls look like they glow and they're bright. No, they're sanded at a minimum of 2,000 or less. Yep. To try and get that ball to slow down or read the lanes a lot more even.
So great routine spare. What we see on the spare shots, and you'll see this throughout all the competitors over the weeks, is they'll switch balls, but they'll also change their hand position. So if you noticed on that replay, Maxim's ball was rolling a lot more end over end.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so basically that's going to promote a lot less hook. But if you look on his strike shot that we're going to see here, his hand's going around it, so his fingers are feeding around the thumb.
He switched balls again.
No, that's still the same ball, though.
Was it?
Yeah. So he made a little bit of a move left there just to see, just for giggles, just to get out. And he's still a great competitor. Glad to have him back on the scene, and glad to have him back here on TV. And this is not the last that you'll see of him, though. And we're going to see a lot more of him in the future years.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. He's got a tremendous amount of talent.
Like I said, past Team Canada member, took a hiatus for about 3 years. Oh, he's giving it a shot. Wow.
Well, he picked the 2 easy pins out there.
So he goes for a wood the hard way. But still great to see Maxim back. Finishes with 169. Probably not what he wanted to do coming out here today, but still great. Let's see if Pierre can finish off here for 290.
Boom. Look at that ball go right to the pocket.
Wow, you know what? And he's coming back like there's nothing to it. Just nice, easy peasy. Again, nice balance going into the foul line.
You know, if you watch his game being traditional, people think that you hook the ball by using your wrist. You create hook by using legs and leverage.
Yeah, and also direction off your hand.
Yeah.
If you notice when he releases it, his hand is on the side of it.
Certainly is.
Yeah. And he's got more of a static type of release because of that wrist brace.
Yep.
But still able
he
to
caught
go
that
like
one a little bit.
You know, he's going 12 to 5 and still going high flush, like he just did here in the right lane. So you see here, look at the release points. You see his hands on the side, and he finishes nice with a nice clean release going through the fingers. And we see the ball attack real nicely. He went high. We saw the ball hit the 8-pin going into the rack. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a 2-board move
to the left
here.
Yeah, I agree. Now, if you watch him release the ball, he doesn't close his fingers. His hand's very open, and it's a misconception when people say that when you got to get the bottom, you got to lift to the ball.
There you go. Like we said, that was a great shot. We saw the ball split the 8-9 going into the pocket.
And you definitely seen him move left in the lane. He did make that move.
Yeah, and what a match here by Pierre Lemire. 290 to close off the match. Great match by Pierre. One of the greatest games we've seen on TV so far over the past year. So he will now take on the winner of the first match with Pascal Dextrous. Pascal won the first match with a 230 game, but 290 is definitely something that's playing in his mind right now. But Pierre's got a great look here on the lanes, and we already see Pascal getting ready for the next match, and it's already going through his mind if he's got the right ball in his hand. And definitely Pierre is in the driver's seat right now, if you're asking me.
Certainly is. I mean, he had a phenomenal ball reaction. He had out, he had in, he had hold. When the ball came off the spot, it didn't jump. It went through a nice transition. His ball roll is matching up exceptional right now.
Yep. And like we said earlier in the first match, you know, the bowling center here at Salon Montmorency in Quebec City is very conducive to high friction. You know, the lanes are high friction surface. We're bowling on a pattern that's about 40 feet in length. And basically it's going to play into the players' wheelhouse that are able to challenge friction. So either guys with higher ball speeds or guys with lower rev rates like Pierre. And the way for guys with high rev rates to counter that, like Pascal and maybe some of these other players that we're going to see throughout the weeks, is that they're going to need to use weaker equipment to help the ball get through the front part of the lane.
The release part of it, they're going to have to keep their hand exceptionally soft. They need to create that push to the front part of the lane. And soft, what I mean by that is instead of getting to the bottom and trying to hit it, if you let the ball roll off your hand and create that push, the ball will create distance down the lane. And when the ball reaches the brick, when the ball reads the back end, it's not so jumpy. The ball wants to go through a more smoother transition, which is easier to read.
Yeah. So we got the bowlers getting ready here. Pascal looks like he's going to start off with the same ball as he did in the first match. Again, something a little bit weaker, shinier surface, higher RG, and we'll talk a little bit more about the specifics going into the matches about what type of equipment players are using. We talked a little bit about surface, and obviously that is something that we want to see, that we will talk about over the next couple weeks, because that is key, and that is something that you bowlers back home, you can take into play and help improve your performances out in league.
Absolutely, and it's something that bowlers should actually practice. You should practice adding surface to a bowling ball. Practice the pressure, practice the different types of surfaces, and that'll make or break you. If you have 4 balls in your bag, and if you got 4 different grits, you have 16 different ball reactions.
And the best thing that we can tell people back home is, you know, for those of you watching from across the nation, YouTube Nation, and all that, definitely please go see your local pro shop. You know, like these guys, that's their job, that's their business. You know, go ask, and if ever you're able to be part of one of the matchmaker events, if ever they're in town, definitely go check it out, because
Absolutely.
that's where you can maybe butt head with some of the best in the industry. You know, not only your local pro shop guy, but maybe some of the staff, some of the reps that come in, or maybe sometimes some of the events that we even host, like our expo, we have a lot of the pros that come down, and we've had Liz Johnson over the last couple of years and things like that. Norm Duke especially, yeah, that was a great event. So, you know, and a lot of the bowlers that we're going to see here that are bowling in the finals, we see them at those events, because they want to learn. You know, these guys are obviously here because they want to be the cream of the crop, and they want to be the top bowlers in the province, and they are. But they are not the bowlers they were last year or the year prior.
No, but in order to grow, you have to educate yourself.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, you can't go to college and get a curriculum there as far as how to bowl. I mean, you got to go on the lanes, and you have to learn.
Yeah, and what you got to do, in my opinion, and for those of you again back home, is really bowl as many tournaments as you can and get beat. That's the best way to learn. Is to get.
As they say, you get your teeth kicked in a few times. It's not comfortable.
That's it.
Here goes Pierre.
Yeah. So Pierre was telling me before the.
Look at this shot.
Ooh.
Got that in a hair. Ball wiggled back into the touch.
Got it in a bit. You know, maybe a couple minutes break between shots affected him, but who knows? It just seemed to labor a little bit down lane.
Maybe he wants to shoot 290 again.
There you go. That's it. He's happy with the 290.
It's just remarkable watching his classical style. Well, he's stuck there a little bit.
Oh, just squeezes it out there.
It's close.
So we get another look here at Pascal. Again, Pascal was the season 1 winner of Strikers, the bowling champions last year, and
they're taking no time. He's getting right up there.
Yeah, he knows that. There we go,
Excellent
great shot.
But that's how he finished.
It's unbelievable, man. Like, I was able to call the action last year for him too in the broadcast booth, and to watch him with 14 consecutive victories, like, I'm speechless even to this day.
15 now.
It was so amazing to watch him do that, and to watch him come back from that match with Kevin, where he was down 30-plus pins in the 5th frame, halfway through the game, and come back and punches out and forces his opponent to double in the 10th. Double in the 10th, and puts the pressure on the guy. Kevin goes up, gets the first shot in the 10th, and pocket hit, leaves the 7th pin in the second shot of the 10th to move on, and he knows that he got out of that one lucky. So
he peered those first 2 shots to come out to the, the next set.
Yeah, momentum is key in match play. And
we have a match. Did you see that? A crumbler. Oh my God! He got that in high, and the ball set up and pushed out the 4-7.
Yeah, that got right off his hand here. We'll see in the replay. And even though, like, you can tell from body language with some of these bowlers, like, he stood up on that one real quick.
Yep.
He got it right. He knew that he was in a little bit of trouble.
He was in trouble. Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that go high.
Oh my God!
4-pin falls at the last minute. Again, if you're watching, if ever you leave a 4-pin back home, that's a telltale tale that your ball's going high, and you need to either move left or make a ball change.
Absolutely. Increase your speed. You need to get the ball through the lane a little bit longer.
Yeah. Oh, that's
he got it. He got it in. Got it in. Oh, he got a break. Did you see that? Wow. The head pin just absolutely crushed the 7.
You know what? That's the second time he goes high on the lane 4, on the right lane. And he's got some shim room. He's got some tug room on the left. He can tug it over. He tugged it over his left toe on this one.
Oh my God!
You know, that was an easy, 4 or 5 boards left of his breakpoint target.
Yeah,
log it! Oh, he gets the logger!
He gets the messenger!
He gets the logger! dogger on the 7-pin. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this, man. The headpin goes to the sidewall and takes care of business. Watch this.
It's
Boom.
a Sunday stroll, just taking his time getting over there.
See you, buddy.
Good night.
Great shot by Pascal. Wow. He's here to play, my friend. He's not messing around.
Heavens no.
Yeah,
we got a good match.
Yeah, he's comfortable now. You see he's got the wiggles going on. He's good to go.
Oh, that was Pierre. Look.
Oh, is it coming?
It's
is
walking.
It coming?
It's getting there. Oh, take a break.
Not enough juice.
Yeah.
He needs to put his fingers a little bit deeper now. And I'm just kidding. But great shot. He knew off his hand that looked pretty good. It looked a little bit in to me. When he let it go, I was like, that's a Scotian. But great shot again by Pascal. Should be a routine spare here for him on the 7-pin.
It's a great pitch.
Yep. As we said, routine spare.
Absolutely.
So he seems pretty comfortable again. He's bouncing ideas off of his brother Patrick, who's another great competitor. Just missed out on making TV again this year.
Yeah, Patrick throws it very well.
Yeah,
it's good, very skilled game.
You know, it's great to have someone in your corner. You know, I've had a chance to bowl a lot in my right, and to have my wife Caroline in my corner has always been.
Oh my God, he got that
out. It's
out.
always been great. But
how much room does he have?
He's got a lot of room on this lane. You know, he's got a good mix. You know, like. He's got the right speed. He's in the right part of the lane. He's got the right ball in his hand. He's got like.
And his roll is matching up.
His roll's matching up, and that's what you want. You know, like when you bowl a tournament, or especially in match play environment, you want those 3-4 aspects of your game to match up, because, like I was saying earlier, you want misroom.
You have to have it. Anthony was telling me we're at the Masters of Milwaukee. Oh, he got that in. He's playing shim,
but that was one of the best shots of the match.
It certainly was.
That one looked like it was a lot better off his hand than the transit. As we see here on the replay, he didn't get it as far right as some of the other shots. And I think that's the sweet spot for him, because look at how that ball penetrates through the pins. No deviation, 10 back. That's when you know you got a good look.
Good shot.
Oh! He tickles out the 3-9 on that shot.
He just chopped him in half.
Yeah.
Harry Salon said that was one of his favorite strikes, to come in light like that and split. You know, the on the right side it would be the 2-8, but you know 3-9 on the right.
Yeah, going with his body language, he knows he got away with murder on that one.
He got a gift. Christmas came early.
Yeah, he's got to make a good one here, Don.
He certainly does.
Looks better off his hand.
Certainly did.
Great shot.
Nice shot.
Great
Split
shot.
8-9.
Great shot by Pascal.
You know, but I was saying earlier that Anthony said in order to get to cash, he needs a board to hit. In order to win, he said, if I didn't have 4 boards to hit, I did not have a chance of winning that week.
Yeah, but again, like just going back, like that second shot that he threw was
look at this.
a
He got
lot
that
better
one in this
quality.
time. Oh, it almost stayed up. Now we have.
Yeah, so we're seeing a little bit of friction in the middle part of the lane. We're seeing a little bit of friction for Pierre here in the middle part of the lane. He's just got to keep chasing it left.
Certainly does.
Basically, the way that I always like to tell people was, you need to imagine the lane pattern as a slice of cheese. And basically, every time you go high, you're just cutting off another slice.
It certainly
is.
Just
keep moving left from there.
It's organic. It's moving.
I guess so. Put it that way. But another great quality shot. But going back to Pascal, the first shot that he threw on the left lane was not of the best quality. He fell a little bit off balance. His body was leaning a bit more forward. Had a bit more ball speed off of it because of that. And then he comes into the second shot and absolutely, pures it. You know, great shot. And, routine spare here by Pierre coming in. We got a good game here on our hands. Pascal's up by 10 going into the 6th. And, Pierre needs to keep applying pressure. He can't. They both have phenomenal bar reaction, though.
They certainly do.
It's gonna turn into a match of basically who flinches first.
Yeah, this is going to come in the 10th frame. And it's going to come into the key of the 10th frame.
Yeah, and this is what we want in this type of format.
Look at this.
That's a better shot.
Oh my God, he stuffed a 7. Can you believe that? That was a great pitch.
Yeah, he threw it in the same spot as he did on the last shot on lane 4. It was a little bit in, like we said, but I thought it was a better look.
I thought it was set up.
Yeah,
because his role has been making the ball set up coming off the end of the pattern. It just drove through.
And he look at his reaction. He knows that was robbery, because that was a really good shot. But like I said, on the last shot on the left lane, he went high, and I think now, like we said, like the lanes are starting to transition.
Yep.
He needs to make a move on these next 2 shots. Guaranteed. because he can't keep going high. Either that or he's got to up his ball speed a little bit.
I was going to say, I think up at his ball speed would probably be a better choice. He can still stay in the same part of the lane, but he gets a little bit firmer through it. That ball will push a little bit longer, and it'll read the back end better.
Yep. So we still got a match here, but Pascal can take a mid-game lead here of 20-some-odd pins here with another strike right here. This is a good shot. Whoa, great shot.
Do you think he got that one down in the lane a little early?
No, but you know what I saw when I was watching him through? Look at his hand. It's a little bit in a weaker position.
Yep.
To me, it almost looks like he took his hand out of it and moved a little bit further left, just to be able to make that ball face up just a little bit more. So great
get
move.
the friction a little quicker and get the ball stabilized in the back
Great move
end.
by him. Just to be a little bit more firm with his speed. And you know, honestly, if you give him room to the left where he can throw it harder,
he's tough to beat.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Good shot. Looks good. He knows. Oh, baby. Ooh. Great shot. Big double. Takes the lead in the match here.
He swung the hammer, buddy.
Yep. Great style. Keeps his head down through the shot. Nice follow through.
You know, we talked about earlier about keeping your hand soft. You don't see him squeezing his fist at the end. His hand is nice and soft, pushing the ball through.
Oh, looks like.
Oh, my God. 2 taps in a row. Can you believe that?
Wow. And he made the move left because that ball came back. That ball came roaring back. We see here on the replay, his ball goes a little bit further out.
Yeah, you can see where he didn't get it out quite as quick either.
Yeah.
And it came
but that was a great shot, man.
It was a phenomenal shot.
Splits the 8-9, and he's disgusted by the result, unfortunately.
I'd hate to read his mind now.
Wow, yeah. We're not going to read his lips on that one.
Nice spare conversion. He's feeling the pressure now.
Well, listen, you come off of a 290 game, you hit the pocket every shot, and you haven't struck for the last 3.
It's time to move.
This is a must-strike situation because he can't put any pressure on Pascal right now.
No. Do you think that the move might be going actually a hair bit right with firmer speed? Or he's going to have to go left and get soft? He needs to go one way or the other.
Right. I'd like to see him preferably move a little bit further left because I don't know if he can put more gas in the tank.
He got that one firmer.
Yeah.
And look, and he got in and got it firm. You see where the ball got very lazy off the spot the ball pushed through.
But, you know, going back to the topic about surface, right?
Yes.
So he's using a little bit more grit than Pascal is. And we see that now that he's chasing it left, the ball doesn't have enough to come up in the back part of the lane.
He's lacking surface. That's why I said that possibly he can move right and firm it up because he likes to play that shim. He can catch the back part of the shim and get the ball to lay up for him.
Yeah. But if he wants to make that move left, he needs to go to something.
He needs more ball.
He needs more ball, and he needs more something that's gonna face up to the pocket a little bit stronger in the back part of the lane.
Yeah, he needs more. He's something to respond.
Yeah, he needs more quicker response. Buried a hatchet right here with this shot. Great shot by Pascal.
Well, he showed up in the foundation frame.
So that's pretty much it for this match. What do we got here? Yeah, seals the deal here. This is it, folks.
Pretty much.
Pascal's our winner of the first show of season 2. So that if we count victories from last year,
16?
So 15 for the title. So
this is
16. So this would be 17 victories in a row over years in TV. So wow, you know, the freight train.
Let's go the freight train.
we got to start nicknaming these guys.
Oh my God.
Wow, great shot by Pascal. We'll see him in a couple of weeks. He will take on the winner of next week's next week's competitors between Marc-André Gagne, Steve Bouchard, Roger Langlais, and Jimmy Dugrenier. So they will. Whoever comes out of those 4 matches will face Pascal in a couple of weeks.
Oh, he gets the old back door.
Back door. So we were talking earlier, you know, that it's trotting in his head that, you know, Pierre came off of a 290 game, and what does he come back and counters it with? If he strikes in the fill here, he's going to counter it with a 279 game. So fierce competitor, and he says, get out of my way. I got a great ball reaction, and I'm going to just come here and execute and taking care of business.
He certainly is.
That's it.
Let's see how's he going to finish?
5 pin. Ironic, and he's laughing about it too. So it's okay. Great show by all competitors, and congratulations to Pascal on the victory. Again, man, this guy is a TV machine. He performs well under pressure, and
he
we see it.
He certainly does.
You know, there's no reason why he's not Team Canada member, right? Like, he's been there and he's done that, and that's why he's still here. You know,
well, he's a seasoned veteran. You know, it's just that, you know, the first time
at his young age.
What's that?
At a young age.
Yeah, I mean, and the first time I seen him bowl was about 12 years ago, and he was impressive. I mean,
Yep.
he threw the ball great, and now he's honed his skill. He's extremely versatile.
Yep. So we got Pierre finishing off with a strike here in the 10th. He can finish out for 224. Not too shabby, but just ran out of gas here into the 6th frame.
Yeah, he got himself trapped. He got himself in trouble.
Yep. He would have needed to do something else.
See, right
and again there too. Just,
right.
just plaque 10.
It looked like he was trying to square up in front with speed, but in order to do that, he needed to get a hair bit more right to get friction to get the ball to stand up. So
Yeah.
he was real. What they say on tour, you're in jail. You had to go one way or the other, and you know, there is not, at that point, you need to make a move and you need to make a commitment to it, and whichever decision you make is the right one. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, so we have Pascal Dextrous with the victory over Pierre Lemire, 278 to 223. We had the first match with Kevin Magnan and Pascal Dextrous. Pascal came out winner on that, moved on to the next bracket to face Pierre Lemire. Pierre Lemire had beat Maxime Duprat. First time on TV for Maxime, a little bit shaky with a 169, but still great competitor, and great to have him back in the spotlight, and looking forward to seeing what happens. But great match, and great to see Pascal back on TV here, and again with another 2 victories by him, and we'll be seeing him over the next couple weeks, and a great competitor. He is a true champion, and he's here to win. He's not here for a vacation. He's that's it, you know, so he's here to win. So next week we got 4 more competitors. We've got Marc-André Gagne against Steve Bouchard in the first match, and the winner of that will take on Roger Langlais or Jimmy Dugrenier. A lot of newcomers here in the next week, and the winner of those 4 games will take on Pascal Dextrous in upcoming weeks. So really great. Great first matches in the 2nd season of Strikers, the bowling champions. Again, this is Mark Buffa. Thanks for tuning in with Don Mose. Great for having everyone. Great matches. Please stay tuned in the upcoming weeks. A lot of great matches coming up.